Hello guys, welcome to my video. In this video I'm going to cover how to compare decimals with a little trick to make you guys understand it good and to make it pretty easy for you guys. So often people confuse decimals up with each other a bit because you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers on this and 1, 2, 3 on this, so they assume right away that this one is bigger. But I'm going to show you how to not confuse the two and how to get the right answer when comparing decimals. So I have a little trick for this and I'm going to show you guys to make it easier. So let's start with the first example. We have 0.25 comparing to 0.6. So the trick I use is just line them up under each other, but always line up the decimal perfectly, like this. 0.25 comparing to 0. You line up the decimal 6. But this looks a bit odd because they look not lined up properly. That's where you can place placeholder zeros. So remember, zeros after to the right of the decimal don't add value to the number. So you can put the 0 here and it will have the same value. So now it looks lined up. And now we're going to compare. So we look from top to bottom because you have to compare from left to right. So, and you can see 0.25 is on the left and 0.6 is on the right here. So top to bottom, 0 is the same as 0, but 2 is less than 6 and 5 is more than 0. But remember, how much more the number is to the left means the more value it has, because this 2 stands for a 20 and this 5 stands for a 5. But this 6 actually has a value of 60. So we're comparing basically 0.25 to 0.60. So 0.25 is less than 0.6. So on to the second example, 0.72 comparing to 0.072. I'm going to write these two below each other again, lining up the decimal, so you line them up correctly. So 0.72 comparing to 0. Line the decimal up like this, 0.072. So now a lot of people confuse these type of decimals for being larger than this one. So they think this one is larger than this one. I'm going to show you why it's not. So we make them line up good by placing a placeholder 0. Again, a 0 to the right of the decimal doesn't change the value. Now we have them lined up good. Now we can just compare from top to bottom. 0 is the same as 0. Line the decimal up. And now you can see a 7. Now, what does this 7 stand for? This 7 stands for 700, or 70 in this case. It stands for 0.70. This 7 is 70 in decimals. And here we don't see anything. So this one isn't nothing. We have a 2 comparing to 7. In this case, the 7 has a bigger value of the 2, but the 7 doesn't have the same value as this 7, because the more to the right you go, the less in value you get. So this 7 stands for 70, or 0.70, and this 7 stands for 0.07. So keep that in mind. The more to the left you go, the higher the value you get, and the more to the right the number is, the less in value it is. So This 0 that doesn't have any value because it is to the right of the decimal. But we can see we have a 2 under the 0. In this case, the 2 has a higher value, but again, this 72 over here doesn't have a bigger value than this 7 because they are to the right. If this 0 was, let's say, an 8, it would have a bigger value than this one. So the answer of the second example is greater than, because this one is greater, no, I mean this one is greater than this one. So here we have a bit of a confusing one, but I'm going to show you it's actually very easy. So you have 4.3 and 4.300. Again, I'm going to place them under each other. So 4.3 and 4.300. As you can see, I lined the decimal up again. So 4.3 and 4.300. Again, we can place placeholder zeros to make it look better. And oh, you can see they are the same value, even though this one looks bigger or larger. But this is why I was saying numbers to the right of the, zeros to the right of the decimal don't add any value. So you can put as much zeros as you want, but they will always stay the same because it doesn't add any value if it's to the right of the decimal. So this one you can put an same sign, so equals this. So 4.3 equals 4.300. Now, on to the last example. We have 2.1 and 1.9. This one is very easy, but we're gonna line them up again. 2.1 and 1.9. In this case, we can immediately see that the 2.1 is greater than the 1.9 because we lined the decimal up correctly below each other, and we compare from top to bottom, and you can see immediately the one to the left of the decimal is bigger than this, than the 1. So the 2.1 is greater than the 1.9. So I hope you guys understand it now, how to compare decimals. And if you don't understand it, watch the video again. I promise you, after a bit of practice, you will understand it pretty good, and using the trick, you will understand it perfectly. So I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and you can always ask a question in the comments. And I will see you guys in the next video.